What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our UFC 320 watch along here on MMA Junkie. I'm Gorgeous George, and that's the Goze. We're the MMA Junkie Radio hosts of the long-running MMA Junkie Radio podcast. We'll be with you guys for the next 5 hours or so, 9 fights total, including 2 fights. And Goze, they're still wrapping up the early prelims before we get to the featured prelims right now. Puna Soriano from Extreme Couture got his hands full.
Yeah, man, there's a lot going on. If you're a sports fan, I kind of love it, and at the same time, I'm a little jealous that I can't watch it all.
Yeah, exactly. So Goze, as UNLV Rebels are playing football, and the LA Dodgers are now in the postseason, so that's cool. BKFC, a lot of college football. It is crazy. I told you the fall's nuts.
Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll coast to the finish line. This fight's about to end right here pretty soon between Soriano and Veretennikov. Veretennikov is attacking the neck. Soriano looks to be okay. And yeah, we'll have 4 featured prelim bouts, and then we get to the main card. Now, folks, we're not in the CBS Paramount era just yet. Soriano's still not out of that guillotine. And he gave a thumbs up. 20 seconds left in that fight. So we still do pay-per-views. This one, 321 in Abu Dhabi, 322 in New York, and 323 in Las Vegas will be the last ones. And then after that, if you got Paramount Plus, all the fight nights and numbered events will be free. We're going to call them numbered events going forward because they're not going to be technically pay-per-views, right? Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. And yeah. You know, you have a decision to make at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, still 2 hours away. Remember, we're doing 4 feature prelims together. And then at that time, if you choose not to get the pay-per-view, we'll be your eyes and ears, and we'll tell you what's happening in real time, better than refreshing Twitter or scanning YouTube and then getting punted anyway. So this is always the place to be when it comes to these big events that the UFC does. And it's in Las Vegas, Goze. We saw a lot of people this week out and about. There was a lot of activities. Kind of made me miss the old days when we would actually be at the arena.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We got to figure out one card to actually go out and do that for. But it was good seeing a lot of people. We were able to go see the Smashing Machine, and we got to go to the PI for a minute. So yeah, it was a fun time. It's but you know, as George said, there's just a lot going on right now, and sometimes fights can get lost in that shuffle, especially when college football gets going. You know, we're five weeks in now, so some of these games mean a lot more than what they meant earlier. And you know, BKFC's got a decent card going. The MLB playoffs are going. So really, like, if you want to capture a sports fan's attention, you got to come with a strong card, and I think this is a pretty good one. I'm very excited.
I agree. They're getting the fighters together in the middle of the octagon, and we'll give you guys the final decision on the featured prelims. We'll go over those and then start previewing the next fight, because on this fight, we like to give you winning picks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno Soriano takes this fight. Good for him. And he's a local guy out of Extreme Couture who dropped to welterweight 3 fights ago. This one and 2 others, and he's now 3-0. He started his career 3-0 after coming through the Contender Series, then went on a rough patch, losing 4 or 5, and he decided, okay, middleweight, I took it as far as I can, so let's see what's going on at welterweight, and he's looked great. So he looks a little disappointed because I think he's just used to those heavy hands handling the business, not waiting for 3 judges to tell you who won.
He might have, his orbital bone might be jacked up a little bit. You see how big his eye got?
I didn't notice. Did it?
Ooh, yeah, right here. It's just huge, like the size of a small orange or something.
Yeah, there's so many bones around the eye socket, and I know that a lot of them can give that puffy face. Sometimes it's just a cheekbone, I suppose. And other times it can be I don't even know if the orbital bone is one specific bone or a series of bone. Kind of like Hawaii is a series of islands, but there's all okay. All right. Well, I looked at him quickly, and I didn't notice that, but he won the fight. And so here are some results from the the early prelims that are done, because this card is 14 fights altogether. Veronica Hardy, Dan Hardy's wife, she defeated Rogan Walker via decision. Ramiz Brahimaj defeated Austin Vanderford. Now that was an upset. Vanderford was like minus 300. He submitted him with a guillotine choke, and then he told him afterwards, "Man, you gave me nightmares throughout this camp." Farid Asharat defeated Chris Gutierrez. If Gutierrez had fought rounds 1 and 2 a little bit better,
wins the fight. I think when you win that type of fight, you just stay quiet and you stay humble and wait for the next one. But sometimes they're like fired up and they're going crazy, and man, you didn't do your job.
And then they'll give these apologies to Dana, Hunter, the matchmakers, Mick and Sean Shelby. And I am pretty confident that not one time has any of those four said, "Oh, it's okay." It's like it never happened. That apology takes care of everything. Hell no, they're mad. They don't like it. They just clap and smile, but they don't like it. I don't know if they take it out on you on your next fight booking or what, but I just know they don't like it. Yeah. All right. And then the final fight was, like we just stated, Punahele Soriano, also known as just Puna Soriano, defeated Nikolai Vartanikov. And that's your featured prelims. 5 of them in the books. 4 of the 5 went to a decision, and that's why I dragged out, and we're starting this part a little late. Hopefully the UFC catches a break and can catch up in the next 2 hours. You got 30 minutes for 4 fights, 30 minutes each for 4 fights. Let's get it going. The first fight is going to be Edmund Shabazian goes against Andre Munis. Who's your pick?
I'm a big Edmund Shabazian fan. I think
Shabazian was a big temper tantrum guy. He was just always excited, always kind of a hothead. Him and his crew, I think they come from Burbank or Glendale. There's a big Armenian contingent, and man, they roam around the octagon. They get scolded by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, but that's how into it they get. But the Edmund Shabazian I've seen the last few years, I think after settling down, getting married, relocating to Las Vegas, he seems a little bit more chill, and maybe he's not bringing as much emotion into the octagon, but I think he's bringing a calmer and level head.
So who you got? You taking him?
Yeah. No, I think Shabazian's going to win at the dog.
All right, so I'm going to take you off, put me there. And so you would be Munis then, plus 260?
Yeah, I'd bet $10 to win 26 on Munis if I had to.
All right.
Yeah. If it was big money, then I would play Shabazian with another guy or gal, but parlay them together. But here's just individual fights. We go slowly but surely. Earlier today, I took Brahimaj and he hit. So that was nice. Then I put it all on Gutierrez. I mean, we're talking $10 to make 23. Then I put the 23 to make 82 and lost. Like I said, Gutierrez was just non-existent the first 2 rounds.
You were big on the dogs today, right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of talented fighters that are big underdogs. And bro, didn't we say like either this one or 2 pay-per-views ago, we said, hey man, that title's changed hands quite a lot, like in this 9-month period. Well, look, let's just go back. Strawweight, can't count that because Zhang Weili's held on to the title for a while, and now she gave it up to move up. But Alexa took it from Valentina. Valentina took it back. And then we had Rocky, Juliana, Kayla. 45 doesn't exist anymore. Now the men's, Pantoja, he's been consistent. We'll leave him alone. Marab, he is working on his 4th title defense, but only because he fights a lot. But prior to that, we had O'Malley, and prior to that, we had Aljamain Sterling. So that passed a couple times. And then at 45, we had the whole Volk, Topuria back to Volk. So, maybe different circumstances because the champ went up, but Topuria did take it from Volk in early 2024. 55. Pretty consistent. I'll leave that one alone. 70. 170. We had JDM beat Bilal. Bilal beat Rocky Edwards, all within the last couple years. Middleweight, they moved that one around a little bit too.
That's been fun division though.
It went Adesanya, Strickland, DDP, and now Chimaev. Light heavyweight got passed around. Yeah. Anyway, I think you get the point. So anything can happen in these. Yeah. Anyway, I think you get the point. So anything can happen in these title fights.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not the hugest. Sorry, I'm getting a text from rematch guy, especially when this was announced. It felt like but now that there's a little bit of heat and you're seeing different sides of both guys, I'm a little bit more fired up about it. I'm excited about it. It's honestly, for me, what's really keeping me going tonight that I can't wait to see is Roundtree and Prochazka. That I think is just going to be an amazing fight, and there's no way around it.
It's quietly stolen the show, and in that fight goes, there's a lot of hardcore fans that I know that when I told them Yuri was the favorite, they even said, really? They couldn't believe Roundtree was the dog. So there's a dog that people think that can win. Merab, who's kind of been an actual machine, a lot of people are giving Corey Sandhagen some love because Corey's kind of come up short in the big fights, but he's probably learned from them. And Merab, man, as much as I admire that guy for his tenacity, his cardio, the fact that he wants to fight, there are times throughout the fight where his fighter IQ dips down a little bit. And I don't know. Corey can strike. He's got power. Maybe a knee up the middle. Who knows? Now, if he can't stop the takedown within the first couple of rounds, I'll probably start tearing up my ticket. And then Pereira, he's a former champ. He got knocked out at middleweight and then started a whole new career at 205. So he's shown that he can come back, but he is 30. Started a whole new career at 205. So he's shown that he can come back, but he is 38 too.
True, yeah.
So that's why I'm a believer, I think, in the dogs today. And I decided I'm going to play a lot of dogs and just see what happens. You don't have to go 7-7 to break even with dogs. Dogs, you got odds. You can probably go like 5-9 and break even. So imagine if 6 hit, you start making money. It depends on which ones. I mean, the guy that's facing Munis looks thicker too.
He does.
So he might have a tougher weight cut
out there.
Yeah. Mark Smith, the third man in the octagon. Speaking of referees, goes, did you hear Big John McCarthy's coming back?
I didn't. I know that Trigg now can do Las Vegas, right?
He can. In fact, I think we're going to see him on this card, or no?
I don't know.
Big John is
coming back now? Ooh, nice shot from Shabazian off of a separation.
Yeah, I caught him and Josh Thompson talking, and it looks like he's even going to leave that podcast.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And he said he had a show. I mean, dude, unless I got fooled by that AI, but I don't think I did. Because he even said he was going to do a show in New York, and he said he talked to, or New Jersey. He talked to Mike Masuli. He talked to New Jersey State Athletic Commission. He was going to do a show, and it sounded like this week, just to start to get the feet wet. Says he's in good shape, and he said he did a 10-day fast, and he's down like 30 pounds.
10 days?
Yeah.
That's not a fast. That's starving, isn't it?
Well, like I say, I'm doing things as I'm hearing it, but that's what it sounded like to me. I don't think he said 3 because I remember doing the same thing you did and said, what? 10 days? Wow. Usually people do 3. Rockhold did 4. I haven't really been hearing about extending it past that. The one that kind of cleans up your system a little bit, that Dana White kind of put on the map a few years ago.
Well, I mean, look, it's always good to see seasoned refs in there. We often see criticism towards some of the refs, and then to this position, little by little. We were there for some of the start of this, and him and Chris Taglioni. Now they're more trusted individuals in these fights. But yeah, to see a guy like Big John come back, that's nice.
Yeah, along with Justin Bernard, who is the announcer that you see on Dana White Contender Series. Taglioni and Mark Smith would referee a lot of fights that Goze and I would call for Tough Enough, an amateur MMA promotion he based here in Las Vegas. I was happy when they started doing pros, but I was a little scared. I was thinking, are they ready?
Mm-hmm.
And they handled themselves well, man. Steve Mazzagatti, who used to ref for a long time, and Dana did not like him at all. He's there, and I think he's a timekeeper. I've seen him earlier. These guys are putting on an exciting fight. What's your clock say?
36, 35,
Okay.
34. Man, Munis is landing some decent shots here.
I'm pausing.
Not feeling too good about my pick right now. Oh, Shabazian now.
Put them back. Catch them up a little bit. So that left hand, the uppercut, knocks down Munis. Then he follows it up. First he starts with punches. Then he switches to forearms and elbows. And I think Munis was also exhausted. Not just hurt, but exhausted. Because it looked like he was still defending even when Mark Smith came over him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was just out. Maybe he's obviously disappointed.
That was back-to-back fights for Eric Nixick, right? Was he with Puna?
For Basharat?
No, Puna and then Shabazian.
Yeah, wasn't Farid at Basharat at Extreme Couture for a while too?
I'm not sure.
Oh. All right, good sportsmanship there. Shabazian goes in and checks in on Munis. Longtime coach Alex Davis there. I saw an old send it to you. Goes in the pictures also Randy Couture and Dan Henderson.
Oh wow.
You'll like it. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
I like Bruce's jacket.
All right, so Joe Rogan's now talking to Edmund Shabazian. He wins in round 1 with 2 seconds left. Shabazian's a middleweight, one of many at Extreme Couture, actually. They've managed to all get along and make each other better. He now moves to 16-5, and he's 27 years of age. 13 wins by KO, only 1 submission. Brad Tavares, Jack Marshman, Darren Stewart. This was about 6 years ago. And then he started running into some fighters that were ranked a little higher. Derek Brunson, Jack Hermanson, Nasruddin Imavov. I mean, that's a hit list. Anthony Hernandez. Now, when he fought them, they weren't what they are now, but look where they're at now. Sandwiched in between, he did beat Dalcha Langambula. And he's back now, though. He's won 4 of his last 5, including 3 in a row.
That picture you just sent was crazy. There's Brad Tavares, another extreme guy. Misha Tate as well. I can't believe how young those guys looked. John Silva, where you at? Says Giga.
I don't think he's in a position to. Is that Denige? Yeah. I don't think he's in a position to ask for John Silva, is he?
Hell no, I don't think so.
Let me look him up. He just hasn't fought much. But I know the last fight didn't go his way. Let me see. Maybe I'm wrong. Giga Chikadze. We have not said his name a lot in the last few years. He's 37 years of age. Also part of the Georgia influx of fighters. Alvin Cater. He beat Alex Caceres. And then he lost to Arnold Allen and David Onama. The Onama loss was earlier this year. So I think what he's saying is, I'm coming off a loss, so's John Silva. But see, prior to John Silva's loss, he won quite a few in a row. He's well liked and a popular name. Maybe John Silva goes for it.
Yeah. All right, you want to get this pick in here?
Yeah, give me the odds.
Mix is minus 400. Wow. Wiklacz is plus 300.
Okay, I'll make it quick. Mix did not look good in his first fight, but I don't think he's going to put two fights back to back like that. This guy Wiklacz, he's not Mario Batista, and
Not a tomato can either, though.
no, but he's not proven. So, and Mix, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, is he? Because he was at Bellator, but he did beat good fighters. So I would take Mix to win the fight. If I had to bet, I would pair Mix with another favorite going, but I wouldn't put 400 to win 100. But I do think he's going to win the fight.
All right. So then I won't put you down for anything, and I'll put myself down for Mix.
So you would lay 400 to win 100. To win 100.
Yeah.
Okay. If I had to, that's what I would do too. I think the other way, to lay 100 to win whatever. I think I'd just lose an easy 100 there. I think Mix is pretty good. This is a big fight for him. Tatiana Suarez, his fiance, took a lot of pressure off this couple because remember, she lost her title fight earlier in the year. Then Mix lost his Bautista fight, and these guys went from a possible champ, to someone making one hell of a debut to just 0-2. And then Tatiana Suarez won a big fight over the summer. Amanda Lemos, remember Amanda Lemos closed strong in that third round, but she had already put two rounds in the bag. So she hung on and won. Now let's see if Mix can finish strong, and I think that'll put them a little bit more at ease.
Mm-hmm. Are you watching a game day commercial or something else?
Oh, let's see here.
That's all right. It just ended. They just had the Rock up there for a second.
I just saw a sponsor on the Octagon called Jeremy's Razors.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of Harry's. And when do you think the Octagon will say Coca-Cola, United Airlines, Chevron, McDonald's? I mean, like the big, or Starbucks, the Walmart, all those big companies like that.
I don't know. There's
Home
got to
Depot.
there's got to be a reason. I mean, like we've seen Bud Light, right? That's pretty big.
Yeah. No, it's not like we haven't seen them, but I'm saying you usually get one, and then
right?
it's like a little bit of a drop off.
Yeah. I'm not too sure. You know, like when you play video games, like let's just say FC 26, you'll see McDonald's, you'll see some big ones, man, in the background. So I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to score those. It's always Monster. It's one of their bigger ones, I think.
I think at this point we can call Monster pretty big. I
Yeah.
won't disrespect them for sure. But But I remember I went to an Angel game or a Dodger game about like 5-10 years ago, and I just remember going. I looked out in the outfield. I was like, "Wow, man, they got some big support." You know, some of these other powerhouses that I named earlier.
Yeah, I need these Dodgers to catch up, or
It's 3-2. Otani's back on the mound. He's got one out. I just
Man, you know what? I honestly, we're still going to do these watch alongs. Really hope Paramount Plus has their act together, because ESPN Plus has been awful from the get go. Any little improvements they've done, it just hasn't been enough. The viewing experience has been terrible, dude. That's right, I said it.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it is big. Well, okay. Let's say ESPN Plus is listening, and they go, "All right, listen, we let you down. How can we improve? What are your main 3 complaints?"
Main 3 complaints would be there are times where they play the same commercial over and over and over again. There are times where they only have like 2 or 3 and they just loop those. You got to be able to give us something better. The app is absolutely terrible when you're looking for things. Whatever just happened should be the first thing you run into. When these fights are over, go to ESPN Plus. Fights are over. Go to ESPN Plus. Go to MMA or UFC. And it's going to be hard to find the card. Like, you have to sit there and type it out. It should be one of the first things there. It just happened. There's just so many stupid things that go on with that app, man.
I just don't understand how one person can be like a whole half minute ahead of the other person.
Well, that's not really on them. That's more on your cable provider, your situation, and all that. They send out a signal, and then it's just up to the way you grab it.
Even if we're in the same house?
Yeah, because I'm not really sure how that happens. It depends on, because look, if you're watching it on, say, a Roku, you might be different than, say, a guy who's plugged into the internet or who's watching it on their laptop, or your TV probably has a lot to play with that too.
One thing I noticed was Netflix is pretty paired with everyone around the world. Somehow that one seems to come off a little better. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Tail of the tape, Patchy Mix 32, Jacob Wiklacz 29, Mix. Tail of the tape, Patchy Mix 32, Jacob Wiklacz 29, Mix 5'11, Wiklacz 5'10. They both weighed in at 136. Wiklacz, though, has a 2-inch reach advantage. He comes in at 72.5 inches, Mix at 70.5 inches. Bruce Buffer with the green jacket. He's now announcing the fighters that are about to compete. Shout out to the Manchester United Red Devils. Big 2-0 win today. And there's Joanna on Jacek. I think she manages Wiklacz. She's in the manager game. Kayla Harrison was doing something like that a little bit too, just kind of helping younger fighters out. Not exactly the management role, but
on Monday, we will be speaking to BKD, who will be fighting BSD.
Who's BKD?
Beneil Dariush.
Oh. Why'd you call him BKD?
His middle name starts with a K.
What is it?
I don't know if he wants me to say. I don't even really know if I can pronounce it. But
Knox?
nah.
Oh, okay. These guys are underway. They're striking. The Polish kid is long, man. I'm not sure they had the tail of the tape right. He looks like he's taller than Mix by a lot. Maybe it's just the angle. Oh no, I guess they're closer in height than I thought. Mix is fighting as a southpaw. Wiklacz in the orthodox position. Mix staving him off with some kicks. Wiklacz, though, he looks definitely more polished of the two.
Mm-hmm.
He's now got a hold of Patchy Mix around the head. He wanted to put him in that Muay Thai plum. Mix is out. If I didn't say it, Jason Herzog is the third man in the octagon tonight. Mix with an inside leg kick. Wiklacz slips after throwing a kick. Patchy goes in for a double. And, he's going to slam him. Boom, puts him down. Wiklacz immediately trying to post and get up. But this is a headache for a lot of fighters once Patchy Mix gets you down. Let's see if he can control him and then go to work, especially if he can take the back. Mix is really good at taking the back and then doing the body triangle. He's got long legs, and once he controlled it or submitted, Mix, he had his head in a chokehold. He's out of that. Now he's inside of a butterfly guard of Wiklacz. He still really hasn't gotten going with any type of offense. Looks like he's trying to get past one side. Wiklacz pretty decent though. He's got Mix's arms tied up, and now he's got his legs around Mix. He's throwing elbows from the bottom.
Doing a great job of tying Mix up, man.
Yeah, so far, Mix really hasn't done much with the takedown.
It's not easy to neutralize Patchy Mix on the ground like this.
Mix trying to get past all this. But against the cage, Wiklacz puts him on his back. There's still 150 left here in round one. Wiklacz is now inside of Mix's butterfly guard. No, now he's mounted Mix, all in a slick move. Mix kind of grabbing the fence a little bit, but he takes his fingers out. Wiklacz has his legs grapevined around Mix, and he's mounted him, but he's low. It's just that he's got his legs completely tied up around Mix, and I don't think Mix can pull them out. Throws a couple punches from the top. Elbow right down the bottom. Mix seems to be okay. But I wonder what's going on through Mix's head, Goze. I wonder if self-doubt starts to creep in. Hey, this isn't going the way it usually is.
I think here we are again. Is probably maybe going through his head.
Possibly, yeah.
Still early though. We'll have to see.
Wiklacz is now in side control.
He's done more though, with his attack being on top than Patchy did.
Yep. And now we're at 35 seconds left in round one. Wiklacz did throw a nice elbow. He's trying to isolate an arm, maybe, or what's he trying to do here? He hasn't really tried to pin the other arm to be in a crucifix position. Mix is trying to scramble to get his back to the fence. He does. I wonder if they just can't bag other sponsors, or what's the deal?
But they're ESPN.
Or they have so many deliverables that they just shove them right down. You know, it could be that Aflac wanted to be on baseball or basketball or football, and they said, well, that's a bigger package. We'll put you on golf and UFC. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying, I wonder if it works that way or what, because whoever's in charge of programming has to say back-to-back Aflac. I mean, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Why don't we use another one? And then what do they say? Well, that's the only sponsor we got. That's the only advertiser we got. What? Get that sales team in here on Monday.
I'll be right back, okay?
All right. Round 3 underway now. Both standing in the middle of the octagon. Who looks fresher? They both don't look as... They both lost a little bit of pep. It would stand to reason, right? They fought for 5 minutes, but they were just a lot more active in the first round. It looks to me like Wiklacz is breathing through the mouth. Patchy just landed a nice elbow. Patchy mix. Oh, now he goes for the takedown. And Wiklacz makes it easy by jumping in the air and then trying to pull a guillotine. And he hasn't had too much luck with it. Now, I don't want to speak too soon because what if he submits him, right? Both definitely have slowed down. Wiklacz with a big 1-2. Oh, Wiklacz with a big elbow. And it looks like he may have hurt Patchy above the right eye, above the right eyebrow. If I saw that right. I think I see a little hematoma. I got to see it again. Mix is now trying to take down Wiklacz, and Wiklacz once again jumping the gilly. See, Mix got out of it before he even put Wiklacz on the ground. Now there's 2:25 left in round 2. He's already on top of Wiklacz. Wiklacz trying to throw some elbows from the bottom. Still in top position. Wiklacz using a butterfly guard. Almost was able to get up right now. Oh, he does get up. Nice. Patchy Mix lands a nice left hook. 140 left in round 2. A lazy right hand misses for Wiklacz. Patchy lands a nice left hook. And there is a hematoma, like a little mouse over Mix's right eyebrow. Doesn't look like it's going to impede his viewing. Jason Herzog up close. $110 left here in round 2. Fun fight. And I'm watching it with the volume down, honestly. But they're staying just active enough and touching each other just enough that you're looking to see, well, who's going to maybe peel off a combo, seize the momentum, hurt the other. But they go back and forth. One guy answers the other one. Significant strikes in round 1, 7 for Mix, 11 for Wiklacz. In this round, which is not over, there's still 40 seconds left, it's 25-17. Kick to the nuts will pause the action here at 36 seconds. There's an official timeout. Wiklacz looked like he kicked Mix in the nuts. I see toes landing on the hip. I just can't tell if he grazed. I don't know. See what the comment. Well, it doesn't matter. Mix is fighting. I wanted to see if the commentary was buying into it. Those grazers can be if the commentary was buying into it. Those grazers can be just as painful, but I didn't even see the grazer. But like I say, Mix is already back in it. We have 15 seconds left here in round 2. Mix is starting to look a little bit like he did in the first fight against Bautista. Just maybe confused. Maybe doesn't have answers. I don't know. Now he just stared at him as he walked away in between rounds. Man, I don't know what to tell you guys. This really is. I wouldn't say it's a repeat of Bautista, because he got beat pretty bad in that one. And by the way, he did an interview with our Mike Bond. He says he wants Bautista more than the title.
Wow.
Bautista's up there. I think if Bautista beats Umar Nurmagomedov, he might run interference on Petr Yan, who's trying to get a crack at the world title again. Well, the UFC doesn't call them world titles. The title. He's a former champ. He wants to fight Merab Dvalishvili. Merab wants him too. Merab's got to get past Corey Sandhagen tonight. Petr Yan a few months ago got past Marcus McGee. So, and that's who the champ wants. But what the champ wants isn't always what he gets. In fact, Mario Batista told us, hey, hopefully Merab keeps that in mind because he had a long road to the title. And Bautista's like on 8 straight or something like that. Dodgers are winning, Goze 5-3.
Nice.
Yeah.
I kind of missed round 2. Was it more of the same?
Yeah, but more activity. And again, Mix gets a hold of Wiklacz. Wiklacz attacks the neck. I don't know if he feels like he's getting close or why he keeps doing that. Now he's on his back in butterfly guard. Mix was able to shake him off pretty easily. But I don't know. It just seems like a poor decision. Fight the takedown. Mix almost got over one of the legs. You could say he's in full guard. And now Wiklacz trying to sweep him. He's not having any luck, though. 4 minutes left here in round 3. Now Wiklacz is on the bottom. He's got Mix in his full guard. Now Wiklacz is on the bottom. He's got Mix in his full guard. In fact, he's got a body triangle wrapped around his legs. They're both tall, skinny guys with long legs, so they can do this.
Patchy Mix is now minus 350 in live betting.
That body triangle we talked about earlier, that's usually Mix taking your back and doing the body triangle, but the only body triangles I've seen is Wiklacz. And now Wiklacz again attacking the neck. Now he's trying to sweep him. I got to see, does Wiklacz have like this huge history of just nailing the guillotine or what?
I don't know.
He's got 10 wins, 0 KOs.
Patchy can't seem to pass. Like, you wonder what it is he's trying to do here.
He does have a couple of guillotine chokes on his resume. But again, Patchy's reputation is out there, man. He's a very, very good grappler.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2:40 left in round 3 of this fight between Patchy Mix and Jacob Wiklacz.
Here's the problem. Even if Patchy Mix pulls this off, it's still not like the greatest introduction. Mm-hmm.
So to me, it looks like you're probably beating like the 100th ranked bantamweight in the world, and you're struggling with it. There's less than 2 minutes left in round 3, and Mix is still on top. Go ahead and say that again.
I think Wiklacz is a good fighter, though.
It does look that way.
I wouldn't say he's top 10 or anything like that, but I think he's solid.
I just don't like that move of he keeps jumping to the gilly, and he's not hitting it. Now he's hit guillotines, and he's got, like I say, a lot of submissions, double-digit submissions in his career. But you're going against a really, really tough fighter who's not damaged or hurt or wobbled in any way. Mix has a lot of control time in round 3. In rounds 1, he had 137. Round 2, 105. Round 3's had over 3 minutes of control time. Not much damage time, but he's had control time. Now there's a minute left in round 3. Let's see how this fight closes.
Nice elbow.
What's your clock at?
102, 101, 101.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Even after he goes and I synced up, we're no longer in sync. I don't remember pausing it. All right. So if Mix wins, he still isn't impressed in the UFC, right?
He still hasn't what?
Impressed in the UFC.
Probably not. Not like a splash, right?
Right. Like Kayla came over from PFL and she impressed. In fact, after 2 fights, she got a title shot. Now,
Right.
I'm well aware that bantamweight in women's is shallow, and bantamweight for men is deep with talent. But still, Mix was all the rage, man, coming over. There was talk that he might be the number 1 fighter in the world at 135, even though he was outside the UFC, much like Johnny Eblin before losing to Costello Vancinas.
Where'd you go?
I'm right here.
I got your. Did your camera turn off?
No, you can't see me?
No, I got the little logo of your camera.
What did I do?
Oop. And that's that. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I don't know.
How to fix this? I'm going to go out and come back in.
Yeah. Waiting for a decision here. So I think like 3 straight fights of Extreme Couture fighters. All right, here we go with the decision. $29.28. $29.28 the other way. Ooh. Wow. Patchy Mix is now 0-2 in the UFC. Looks very, very frustrated. That is not the way you want to start off your career here, especially being a guy that was touted to be one of the best bantamweights in the world. I don't know about that one. Wow, they're interviewing him right now. That's I don't know about that one, but at the same time, Patchy Mix could have done a lot more. He's got to figure out how to hit that next gear in his career. Push a little bit harder in some of these fights so that he's not in this situation. Interesting. All right. While George figures out his camera situation, what we're going to do here is we're going to make our next pick. All right. All right. Daniel Santos minus 150. Actually, let's see. How's this gone so far? Bet wise at the top, you look at the featured picks. Yeah, 1-1. Usually we're giving you guys all kinds of winners. So Santos minus 150. Jusang Yu is plus 125. I'm actually going to go with Santos. You don't have to give up too much here. That'll be my pick. We won't know what George's is till he restarts and comes back. Reading the chat over here from YouTube. Jan Silva sucks. Did not have a good performance his last fight, that's for sure. Do we do collabs? What do you mean by that? But I mean, not necessarily. There are times where we bring people on. So on MMA Junkie Radio, from time to time, we'll have different co-hosts. On Spinning Backclick, which you guys can Mondays, we'll often bring on fighters or MMA notables to help co-host the show. If you haven't caught that show before, it's basically 4 panelists. Usually George is the host. I'm on almost every week. And then we have 2 other colleagues that work at MMA Junkie, or sometimes we'll have like a fighter, a coach, or somebody take that last spot. So in that sense, we do collabs that way. We do collabs in the sense that, like, last time we were here, we were doing boxing. And when we were doing boxing, we had a preview the big fight, Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. So yeah, there's a mixture of different journalists that came on. There were fighters, boxing commentators. In that sense, we do. But if you mean like our channel and yours, that's not really what we do too much of here. They got to stop with the horribly big gym. They moved into a smaller spot, but little by little, the coach, John Wood, he bought the building. So he's been able to expand a little bit more. And in doing so, they have a lot of memberships and a lot of pro fighters at their pro practices now. But holy crap, man, John Wood is one of those guys that he's very, very good at being able to change from fighter to fighter. Sometimes you'll have coaches that kind of have this style that they try and broadcast over all of their fighters. John Wood is very good at being able to have his Merab Dvalishvili hat on and then switch it to Khalil Roundtree and then switch it to Davey Grant. He's very good at making those changes. And Khalil Roundtree, this is probably one of the sharpest I've ever seen him in a camp, physically and mentally. The guy has really been on there. That's the fight that I'm looking forward to the most tonight, guys. I think it's going to be an amazing fight. Yuri, believe it or not, is the favorite in that fight. Okay, George is back. Better.
I had to restart the damn thing, the whole computer.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Hit the like button if you think I'm a knob for putting you guys through this. And I guess we're about the point where we need to make a pick, right, for our next fight.
If you got one, yeah.
Jacob Wiklacz pulls off the upset, split decision win. How about that, man? That's crazy. I told Dan Tom and Farah Hanoun on today's UFC 320 preview show here on MMA Junkie that I anticipated. Now I disagree with the decision. Just to be clear, I thought Patchy won 2 rounds to 1. I wouldn't go the robbery route, but regardless, that's that. And now we're at Daniel Santos versus Yu Sang Yu. So, Goze, what are the odds on this one?
Santos is minus 150. Yu Sang Yu is plus 125.
I'm going to go with the undefeated fighter who happens to be an underdog.
All
You?
Right. That's who it is.
No, you?
I'm going to go with Daniel Santos, minus 150.
No, not you. I was telling you I'm taking you.
I gotcha. He's 9-0, right?
Yeah. He sure is. Somebody else told me they got a dog too. they're wolfing. Because I said the dogs are barking to a few of my peeps, and people are woofing. Only problem is it took a little bit of a slap. I had a good week so far, and then college football has not been good. The Penn State Nittany Lions goes. We're visiting the UCLA Bruins today. UCLA has been awful.
Dude, that game made no sense.
They fired their coach. They hadn't won. They were 0-4 going into the day. They fired their coach, who was a former alumni. And the 3-1 Penn State Nittany Lions visited Pasadena. They were favored by like 25, 27, 28 points. And they're the ones that got a nail hung on them. They lost 42-37. Straight up.
Jeez. UCLA did everything to give that game away, though, towards the end.
Yeah. Anyway, I hopefully I do a little bit better in MMA than I did in college hoops, because I had a little bit of a cushion going into today, and I thought, okay, if I can just make it to NFL Sunday, I've been hot on Sundays, then maybe I'll do okay. And right now, nope, no bueno. Although Florida State wins, that would be nice. I'd be happy if they won. Now, getting back to UFC, are they walking out yet? Not yet, right?
I'm on commercial.
Okay. Yeah, I want to just go with a dog here. I just do $10, folks, when I don't know what the hell's going on, or I don't care as much. But an undefeated fighter has to be doing something right.
Yeah.
And then after this fight, we get to what's the order here of fights left? It goes like this. And then we get to Atiba Gautier. He'll be next against Tristan Vines. That's a big fight. Except Atiba Gautier is minus 1745.
I got him at minus 2,000.
Wow. First things first, you against Santos.
That main card's something else, though. I'm excited about that. Middleweight's kicking it off. I feel like we put together Emmett and Zalal, so that's going to be fun. Then the people's main event, Roundtree and Prochazka.
Hey, have you seen anything on why Dillashaw is working with Emmett? Dillashaw split from Team Alpha Male was so, and he went up to, or sorry, he trained with Josh Emmett. He went back to Sacramento to train with this guy. Now I don't think he relocated, but he trained with him. I will say this: Dillashaw, the first time I met him, he was helping Benavidez or Favor. I can't remember. I think it was WEC days at the Palms. And I just remember a guy who was very hands-on and very knowledgeable, you know, warming a fighter up. Castillo, I really don't remember who it was. And I remember, I think I asked Joe, I go, who's this guy? Is he like a new coach or what? He's like, oh, his name's TJ Dillashaw. I goes, yeah, man, we like him. He knows a lot, and he's a good motivator, good coach, hard trainer, and of course, rest is history. He became a world champion and all. So he is a good guy to be in your corner. You know, I think he's good at dissecting and creating game plans and all that. But again, Emmett is from Arizona, I think, and then he moved to Sacramento. He wrestled in that area. I mean, he's been a Team Alpha male guy for 15 years, I think. And I just wonder if this caused any friction, or if it's. And I just wonder if this caused any friction, or if it's cool, or are bygones now?
I don't know. It is odd, but that's a good guy to have you helping you out, especially in this type of fight.
Yeah. Like I say, he knows what's up. But they got their own coaches too.
I haven't seen her in a minute, but it wasn't that long ago that I saw her.
Now, Jenny Andrade, the blonde, the other Brazilian, she's still with the company, but she just can't work in the United States. So you'll see her a lot in Abu Dhabi, Australia, anywhere overseas. She's there. I mean, she's a 3-time ring card girl of the year, and she's got a lot of popularity. And she does a show in Portuguese in her native Brazil where she previews fights and things like that. So she keeps busy. She's got UFC tattooed on her. She's all in on the UFC. And I think the UFC definitely loves her, but she just can't work in the United States. This fight's underway, by the way. We're a minute in.
I kind of wish I would have bet the underdog.
You?
Of course. Who else, dummy? And I think it's because you're so active with that jab, with that.
I'm not even in the fight.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm 3 minutes and 34 seconds into this fight. Ooh, both fighters just flash ins.
I saw that. But that right hand from you is really, really nice.
I feel like this fight's going to have a finish. Santos kind of looking a little pudgy, no?
Soft. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. But he's not the one that missed weight. All the fighters, there was 28 of them. They all made weight except Macy Chasson, who missed by, I think, a pound or a pound and a half. She had 1 hour to go where she could have attempted it. I guess he's a Santos fan. I don't know. You think Zuckerberg is a fan of you?
Of course.
No, Yu's just pounding on Santos's face. Yu's not doing anything to teach him a lesson. He's got him down. He's wrapped his legs up, but he hasn't done anything with it. Yu's now clowning, holding his hand up. I kind of like this Yu guy. Okay, I think he's going to pop up right here. His legs are free. There's still a minute 35 left here in round 1. This is an example of a takedown and done nothing with it. He didn't advance his position, and he took less. He gave out less damage than what he took from you. Not that it was much, but you landed some elbows and some punches. Now they're back up to their feet. So for that sequence, whenever the takedown started about a minute ago, I don't know that there's much that Daniel Santos did.
There's not much to score in his favor. And whatever you did give him, whatever credit, can be erased very quickly.
I think even Chosen from Karate Kid 2 would tell you, hey, be more respectful. It would tell you, hey, be more respectful. Well, all right, that's a big one. Saldana? Oh, you're not watching that, huh?
I'm watching Dos Equis right now.
Is her show back the one where she's a special agent? Show back the one where she's a special agent?
I don't think. I mean, it's not canceled, but I don't think they have another season out right now.
That's a great show.
Lioness?
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. She's 47 years old? I didn't know that. Did you?
No.
Oscar-winning actress. 47? She doesn't look like she's 47. That's amazing. Good for her.
I mean, 47 is kind of it goes under the radar, you know. It's kind of your stud year. Your creme de la
She's had 3 kids and she's 47. She looks great out there. I'm new to the Zoe Saldana game, but man, I'm looking at her filmography and she started in the year 2000. At least when it comes to movies, television, 1999.
I love
All
the
right.
way how you creates distance. Oh man, Santos hand right on the chin.
Oh man, and you was very cocky. So yeah, so I went to that window just to see when the second season would come, and or whatever season they're on, and then when I got back, I'm still on the T-Mobile commercial. I just thought, sometimes they go back to back,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden you're saying this fight's over. Well, Yu takes his first loss. So the series was renewed for a 3rd season in August of 2025. So now they got to film it. So it'll be a while. All right. Enough of that. They're on commercial break. They're on commercial break here. What's the next fight coming up, Goze?
Gautier
and
Vines.
Trustin Vines. All right. So look, folks, if we have to bet it, just give me the under. What's the under?
I don't have that.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Are you gonna lay 17? I'm not gonna lay 1,700 on Gautier. That's for sure. I think he's awesome. I think he's about to become a star. So I'll put $10 on Vines, but Gautier is gonna win. He's out of team shoot box. He wants respect on shoot box name.
Damn.
I guess to be fair, Yu was throwing his own left hook, but there was nothing on it. And he was just backing up with his head up in the air.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting a 3rd punch.
You just got a little too cocky, man.
That's the thing, though, man. That's what's like so crippling about our sport is that's obviously a lot of people. Your chin takes the damage. It's like it's not like in football where you get burned by a receiver and you go, man, I shouldn't have played him that way.
How am I gonna learn a lesson from this though? You's the one that took a beating.
Yeah. Santos talking to Mark Zuckerberg right now. It's pretty funny. How much is this? Would you even do that? Or would you just be like, it's on you, play?
If she puts it on in front of me, I'm gonna go like this. Like I lost a poker pot and I'm sending all my chips. There's just no reason we should be having this conversation.
So one more fight will be at the main card. Do I need to turn the light on? I feel like I'm Count Dracula over here.
Maybe.
All right.
Now, Ativa Gautier was going to fight Ozzy Diaz earlier in the fight. This is really the only fight that kind of fell off. All the other ones hung in there, man. And so Diaz withdrew, and now he's got an opponent who's had about 7 to 10 days notice or something like that. Homeboy made weight. He's good to go. He's 10-3 overall. Gautier 8-1. But of course, Gautier is all everyone's been talking about. Dude's just a unit. 23 years of age. This guy. He comes out of Cameroon, same country as Francis Ngannou. And he came into Contender Series